Hey, what is up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Here we have a quick guide on the Hammer Throw Paladin in Last Epoch. The Hammer Throw Paladin, or the Hammerdin as many like to call it, is a very strong versatile build that can do very high corruptions and most endgame content in Last Epoch. It can reach over 100k DPS and it's one of the most satisfying builds to play, with a crazy clear covering the whole screen with hammers. The Paladin monster is a great choice for this build, providing us with a huge amount of buffs that we get from different kinds of support skills. And this also boosts other players as well, making this a top tier support class that is a must for every party play. The build also got some great defense layers like a decent health pool, high block chance, and a chance to stun enemies with your hammer on hit. But some pros for this build got a very high AoE clear with a single target as well. It's no need for any uniques or idols to get started with this build. And it's quite tanky. It's both a popular choice to play in both softcore and hardcore mode. It's a great support class for any party play, easy to scale throwing damage, and our main skill doesn't rely on having mana to cast. And you can also put your buffs on autocast with no casting animations. For the cons, I will leave this blank for this build. It's just such an amazing build overall, but if you try this build and got any suggestions, feel free to tell me in the comments below. There are no required uniques for this build, but there is some that might help you depending on how you like to play. The Last Bear Scorn gives some helpful defensive perks for this build. We gain some strength, increased health regen if you stun an enemy recently, a huge roll for percentage endurance, but most important, we gain a percentage of physical damage least as life on hit, and this helps massively to the survivability of the build. Bleeding Heart is another item that can be useful for this build as well. This also gives the build a huge percentage of damage leash as health, and is also a Jade based amulet providing increased throwing attack speed. I would recommend only going with one of either of these items, but the amulet with some legendary potential can be a very interesting piece of equipment. For the stats that you want to go for this build, try to get health, vitality, resistance for your cap, gain block chance, throwing damage, throwing attack speed, crit chance and multiplier, increase physical damage, chance to shred armor and apply freely on hit. And for the class specific stats, try to go for +2 hammer throw on the relic and also increase hammer throw and throw attack critical strike chance on the helm, and you can also go this for the body armor as well if you're not using the set piece. For the idols, you want to get 4 of the large idols with throwing, critical strike, multiplier, and also chance to shred armor on throwing hit. Let's go over quickly the most important nodes for the skill, starting with hammer throw. And here you want to go and you want to grab all these major nodes here that is changing how the skill is functioning. And with these 3 nodes combined with Enra's technique, we will gain all the stats from this one node for some huge bonuses to our damage. And also here start forging, making it so when we are out of mana, hammer throw is free. Next up we have Sigils of Hope, and this is going to boost the damage of our hammers by a huge amount. The first node here, Last Wish, makes it so we gain a sigil when we kill a enemy. We got a small percentage chance here, very nice to have, a quality of life. Exigency is making the instant cast for the sigils, making it very nice so we can auto cast these with no cast animation. We're also going Tetragram for 1 maximum sigil. And lastly, we have Fate, which is just another layer of defense that will consume one of the sigils if we take a hit that deals more than 25% of our health. Holy Aura is another great skill for this build, providing a lot of great buffs for our character. We got some damage here and elemental resist from just using the aura, and all these different stats from here will double when we are using it. Expedite is the most helpful one for this build, providing throwing attack speed and a chance of gaining haste. I also went with the crit route here for the crit multi and critical strike chance. You can go down here for elemental resist if you want to go a more tankier route. We also got Volatile Reversal here, which will boost the damage for our character even further. First, you want to go for Time Lost Wisdom for the cooldown recovery speed. You got another one over here, Time Loss Vitality for even more. And then you want to go for Incipient Void Rift. With Terminal Void Rift, we will make a Void Rift from the start of your location and also where you arrive. And with Harbinger of Dust, enemies will then take even more damage while standing on the Void Rifts. And we also get some movement speed by catching up, and also global attack speed from Warped Time. We're also using Smite, which will be used as our mobility skill, and we also gain some buffs to our hammers by using this as well. And the first node we want to go for is Descendant, and this will make the Smite skill a teleport skill for our build. You also want to go for Desperate Measures, and this makes it so when we are out of mana, Smite is going to be free, so we don't have to worry about the mana cost. And here you have a quick preview of the passive skill tree, but for more information about the build, I do recommend to go and check out the Last Epoch build planner, link will be in the description. So what do you think about the Hammer Throw Paladin build? Have you tried it out before maybe, or tried another version of it? Feel free to tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!